It's Conduit News Radio with Paul Harrell.
Hey, welcome to the program. I want to talk to Senator Blake Johnson is with us. We've been talking. I've been talking about this all weekend. Seems like with a lot of different people about the plant board and an amendment here or there. Senator Johnson, welcome back to the program, sir.
Thank you, Paul.
Hey, so listen, let's get this out right away. You had an amendment that was going to be, added, scheduled for tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. in special language. Now, the last I heard from trusted sources is it had to do with the plant board, and you are not going to run that amendment anymore. Is that correct?
Well, that amendment was to try to help the plant board and settle down the memberships of the legislature, and if they don't want that, the plant board, if they had just soon have a correction that does nothing, correct them, then so be it.
Well, so what do you mean about a correction that does nothing? Is there still something you're planning moving forward that's going to be attached or amended?
It's not up to me if I pull that amendment.
Okay, so you are pulling the amendment?
Yeah, I mean, I don't care. I mean, I was doing it to try to calm the waters and give correction to a department of the state that ignored the legislature, and if they don't want it in that form, then it don't bother me.
So when you say they ignored the legislature, what are you referring? Is it the dicamba issue?
Yeah, whenever the legislature, and I'm not on ALC, whenever that was referred back to them, requesting a date with some backing of the date. All other states have an in-crop use date for dicamba, and the federal government has issued a label. The EPA has issued a label for in-crop use, and the state of Arkansas is the only state to not allow the in-crop use with their date.
So
membership requested them to visit that and give good cause for if they allowed a non in-crop use.
So didn't they do that though? I mean, the plant board says they did. They went back, they reconsidered it. They came back with the same date because they pulled weather patterns and temperatures and things like that, and they decided no, this is the date where this is the date, and we're going to resubmit it because we're the plant board. And so, do you dispute that? I mean, obviously, you're saying one thing. I'm hearing something completely different. The plant board says that they did do their due diligence here.
It's just like having a statistician. Depends on who's got the pencil, whether you feel like they did what was asked of them or not. I'm not on that ALC. Have no idea, but I know.
So you don't. Okay, so you're saying you don't know if they did their due diligence or not.
I'm not on that. I'm not on ALC. I'm not. I was not in there whenever it was. They came back and the legislature had. I was there the first time whenever the legislature had questions, and I was not there the last time. But apparently they were not satisfied with the answers, and I mean it's not a matter of whether they claim they did something. If the legislature does not feel like they did something, then the perception that it doesn't matter.
Okay, so you weren't in the meeting.
No.
But somebody else was, and I guess other members of the legislature, they were the ones that approached you to file this amendment that would have really rearranged the plant board. I mean, it would have taken funding away from some of their some of the people on the plant board.
That's the deal. You have either you hadn't read it or the people who put all this out this weekend hadn't read it. All it does is in the appropriation, it strikes the word plant board from the line. and then at the very end, in the language, it appropriates all that money in those line items to the plant board. So essentially, it does nothing.
Well, it's obviously got to do something.
No,
I mean,
Paul, it does do nothing.
Well, it's obviously got to accomplish. You're saying the goal was the legislature was mad in some capacity because they think the plant board didn't listen to them, and this was supposed to be a solution to that. So, obviously, it has to do something.
No, it does nothing. But it got to get their attention to see who has their purse strings. That department, just like any other department, was created by the legislature. We have advocated our duties to them. They are not the source. Whenever the legislature requests something from them, they should act.
Well, so okay, and again, you said you weren't in the meeting, and so all I'm saying is they say that they did act, that they pulled the temperature data, that they had the science to back up what their date was on this dicamba issue. And to me, the other issue here, and I'm glad you're pulling the amendment down because I didn't support the consolidation attempt last year or what it was last year, but it wasn't going to look very good because Monsanto lost their lawsuit on Friday. The case was dismissed. So if Monsanto's lawsuit is lost on Friday, and then on Tuesday, we do something that you say is nothing. I'm confused. Honestly, Senator Johnson, I'm confused because you say we were going to do something that did nothing. So I'm really confused on that point.
All it did was this has absolutely nothing to do with the merits of what was done. It has to do with the satisfaction of the members of the legislature that the body that it created did not act. And that is, I was not in that meeting. I was trying to satisfy the legislature without any damage coming to that department. That was my full intent. And it doesn't matter to me whether the amendment is allowed or not allowed, whether it passed in the body or not. There was members that felt like that department needed to be given notice.
So we're talking with Senator Blake Johnson. I appreciate
it has nothing to do with Monsanto. Nothing, absolutely nothing. This is the legislature and the Department of the State. And
well, it's a hard sell for me. I'm going to be honest. Just because
I don't care if it's still for you or not, Paul. That's the fact.
Well, no, all I'm saying is
created by the body of the legislature.
You can make an argument because this whole thing with the plant board, they didn't give you a different date, and that was over dicamba, which is a Monsanto issue. So you can see how it would. I understand what you're saying, but it does have something to do with dicamba, so Monsanto is involved here.
Well, Monsanto, I'll tell you what, Paul, I've spent the last 20 years paying their technology fees, and I have no love for Monsanto. I don't care. I was trying to satisfy the legislature and members, and I had no party to that meeting.
Okay.
And if they're upset at that department of the state, then I had rather this action that does nothing and allows them to keep functioning to happen if it satisfies.
Well,
but if whenever I pull that amendment, and if they're not satisfied, then it don't matter. If something else happens, it's not on me.
Okay, so what you're saying is you're not going to run the amendment tomorrow morning, and did you decide that because you had so many phone calls and people saying, "Hey, Senator Johnson, please don't do this to the plant board," even though you say it does nothing, but that seems to be what happened.
Yeah, I had members of the plant board call me. I had members of Farm Bureau called me, and it's concerning to me as a producer that there's folks in that can't discern what I was doing, and did not before trashing me throughout the state with other producers, did not ask me what that did, and could not discern in the words of the amendment, which it does nothing.
Well, I haven't.
And that's concerning to me. Whenever those groups, look at something that does nothing and still decides to trash me. I mean, whenever I'm trying to protect them.
Mm-hmm. Well, I just know that you have the Farm Bureau. I mean, I had an email forwarded to me on that, and they were saying, that this is going to really make a lot of changes. That it wasn't going to just do nothing.
But you need to read what is filed. I'll tell you, just like I did many of those members, and it's concerning that I understand that they feel like something was being done that would harm them, but whenever you read it, rather than rely on someone else, then you see that it is truly nothing. But
well, Senator
Blake
Johnson,
that's up to you whether you want to read it or not.
Well, I appreciate you coming on the program, sir. I really do, and I know originally when we scheduled this on Friday, we were going to be talking about your amendment actually being filed or being, actually being added or voted on in special language. Of course, now you've pulled it down, and so I think a lot of people.
I hadn't pulled it down yet. I mean, they hadn't been open. I don't even know if they're open today.
Okay. Well,
I don't. They're open.
Okay, yeah, but you said that you're not going to attempt to run it, and I think a lot of people were. That's what they wanted to happen. At least that's what my phone was pretty busy all weekend. Anyway, I appreciate you coming on the program, sir, and just keep us posted, okay?
Okay. Have a good week.
All righty. Thank you, Senator Blake Johnson. Everybody, we're going to take a break. You're listening to Conduit News Radio. I'm Paul Harrell. Back in a moment.